Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going to talk about how you can set up the real-time live sync feature between iClone and Omniverse in order to speed up your rendering workflow. You'll first want to ensure that you download the Omniverse launcher from the official website after you log in or sign up for a new account. Here I'm just using the default settings for the data location. Installing cache can improve the connection and data loading speed. While cache is installing, you can head over to the Exchange tab and take a look at Create or USD Composer. Make sure you've selected the latest version and go ahead and start installation. After that, you can go ahead and launch cache. And then finally, the last thing you'll want to install is Reallusion iClone 8.3 Omniverse connector. After all of that is finished, you'll have Create or USD Composer, cache, and connectors. The next step is to set up the Nucleus server as Omniverse works on a cloud service. Go over to the Nucleus tab and add a local Nucleus service first, ensuring it's the latest version, and proceed to create an administrator account. From there, within Nucleus, you'll want to add a server for data storage. I'm just naming it localhost here, as I'll be using the local disk as a virtual server. If you have a real server, you'll want to input the IP address here. Log into the account that you've just created, and you'll see the subfolder structure has now been created. The installation is now complete, and we can open Create or USD Composer along with iClone 8. Next, we'll take a look at how to connect and disconnect the applications. In iClone 8, you'll see a new section of the toolbar dedicated to the Omniverse Live Sync feature. You can find it from the Plugins menu as well. In iClone, click on the Connect to a Live Session button to begin the connection workflow. As mentioned earlier, Omniverse works based on the Nucleus server, so you'll want to copy and paste the URL path into iClone, followed by the name of your USD. After that, a USD file and a .live folder will appear in the specified location. Open the USD to check the layer settings. The world axis should be set to Z, and the timecodes per second should be 60, which is compatible with both iClone and Omniverse. After that, ensure that the Live button is active in iClone, and then go ahead and press the Live button in Create, which will prompt you to join the Reallusion_session. Click on Join, and LiveSync has now officially been linked. Once connected, iClone will send the preview camera over to Create, so you can switch the camera over in Create to sync up the views. If I create a box in iClone from the Create menu, it will now also appear in Create. Transform, rotation, and scale will also be synced, which means you can use all of those functions in either iClone or Create with the same results in either software. There are a couple of ways to disconnect. The first is to select Leave Session from the top toolbar in Create. Be aware that doing this will not keep the objects that you've created in iClone. If you want to restore the status of the session in Create, you can click Live once again to rejoin the session. Click Save and Join to update the project file and restore the link status. You'll need to reselect the preview camera in Create. If you select End and Merge, the connection between the two programs will be completely severed. However, the objects will be kept in both scenes. You can choose to merge to the corresponding layer or a new layer, and once complete, the projects in both programs will be completely separate, meaning you can manipulate the objects and cameras without affecting each other. If you want to reconnect the projects after using End and Merge, simply reactivate the Live button in both programs. Keep in mind that the naming of all objects in the scene need to be identical in order for everything to synchronize properly. If your iClone project has disparities to the Omniverse project, you can also transfer items over one by one. In this case, I've created a sphere in iClone, but when I link the projects, it won't automatically appear in Create. To bring it over, make sure it's selected, and then click Transfer Selected Content. You can also do this for multiple items as well. Finally, the last way to set up LiveSync is to get the data from Nucleus directly. If I right-click, I can create a new USD file in the project subfolder. Again, we want to ensure that we have the Z-axis as up and 60 frames per second set in our root settings. Next, I can right-click on the USD file to copy the URL link for this project. You can then once again head over to iClone and click the Live button from the toolbar and paste the URL in the Omniverse server URL field. Enable Live Mode in Create and the two programs will sync up once again. Choose the preview camera and you're good to go. That's it for this installation tutorial. Stay tuned for a new series of videos which will demonstrate how to use iClone Omniverse Live Sync to enhance your high-quality rendering production pipeline. I'll see you in the next video.